problem again. We have two different quadratics. One is in written form in equations, and the other one is in a graph. And we want to compare them. And the question is, how many roots do they have in common? Now, if you guys know, a root is basically the moment where the parabola crosses the x. In the graph, it's really easy to spot. It's right there and right there. So my answer here is at -1 and at +2. Well, how can we check it on the equation? Remember, we said when it crosses the x, therefore the x has a value, but the y is 0. So if the y is 0, guys, couldn't I just put a 0 right there? And let's start solving, guys. If you guys forgot your diamond method, make sure to bring it back. Remember, it's a times c over and b on top. A times c, remember, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, our a will be just a 1 multiplied by c, -6. That gives us -6 at the bottom. So all of that could just say -6. What is our b, guys? Our b is +1. Well, guys, let's play this game. What two numbers multiplied is -6, but when you add them, it's actually +1? Well, you guessed it. It's actually +3 times -2. Because 3 minus 2 is 1. But 3 times -2 is -6. So we have 0 equals x plus 3, parentheses x minus 2. So, guys, the question for you guys is, what are the zeros in this problem? Well, what does x have to be for this parenthesis to be 0? You guessed it, it's -3. Or, in this case, that will be +2. Well, if we're looking at the graph and the equation, which ones do they have in common? Do they both have a -1? Nope. But they both have a 2. So the answer you're supposed to write in this problem would be when x is +2. Now, that was the hard way. If you really want to make it easy for yourself, look, you got yourself a graph. You got yourself an equation. Why not graph it on Desmos? Let's see. Let's go back to this problem. It was x squared plus x squared plus x. Oops. And it was, what was it? -6. Look what happens, guys. If I were to graph this and zoom in, you can just touch where they're crossing. If you remember that a 0 is when it crosses the x, look, they gave you the answers right away at -3, +2. Weren't those the same answers that we got by hand? So again, it could be as easy as you wanted or difficult. It's just a matter of you remembering what is an x-intercept, what is a root, etc., etc. And that's how you do it.